Which choice best describes the function of the underlined phrase in the text as a whole? In the early days of television in the 1940s, many people thought that U.S. television programs would rely on the financial support of ad agencies and commercial sponsors, much like radio did. But advertisers hesitated to jump into a new space, particularly at a time when the manufacturing of new television sets was stalled due to the U.S. involvement in World War II. Broadcasters, like the National Broadcasting Company, (NBC), needed to persuade advertisers to support their programming despite not knowing whether there would be a robust television audience to begin with. So the text highlights how there was the advent of the early days of television and that they needed financial support of the agencies. But these advertisers were hesitant because they were hesitant to jump into a new space, particularly when the manufacturing of television sets was stalled due to the U.S. involvement in World War II. And then the text highlights how the broadcasters like the National Broadcasting Company needed to persuade advertisers to support their programming, even though they didn't know if there would be a robust television audience. So that summarizes the whole text. Now let's look at the answer choices. A. It compares the beginnings of radio programming with the beginnings of television programming in the United States. This is incorrect because looking at this underlined portion, we can see it says particularly at a time when the manufacturing of new television sets was stalled due to the US's involvement in World War II. So looking at this, it doesn't mention anything about radio programming, nor does it compare radio programming with television programming. Therefore, we can eliminate option choice A. B. It identifies a specific reason behind some advertisers' hesitance to support television. This seems to be the correct answer because the underlined portion highlights a reason, which is that during World War II, the manufacturing of new television sets was stalled. This made advertisers even more hesitant to jump into a new space. So overall, B seems to be the correct answer. C. It describes how broadcasters attempted to convince advertisers to support television. This is incorrect because the underlined portion doesn't say anything about what broadcasters said to the advertisers. Instead, the underlined portion describes how during World War II, manufacturing of new television sets was stalled. This isn't a reason that broadcasters gave to convince advertisers to support television. Therefore, we can eliminate option choice C. D. It explains why a type of television programming was popular at the time. This is incorrect because the underlined portion doesn't mention any television programming type. Therefore, we can eliminate option choice D. And we know that the correct answer is B.